Okay, so getting started with options trading using algorithms. So what we're going to talk about here today is algorithmic trading with options trading specifically. We're going to go over some code. We're going to give some background on options trading kind of as a whole in general. Also, just go over algorithmic trading with options and just kind of dive into it. We're going to show you some code, show you how it works within LumiBot. And if you guys have any questions, anything you want to chime in with, anything you want me to touch on, cover, we can really make this whatever you guys want it to be. I have a structure here we'll go over, of course, but obviously, feel free to chime in the chat here with any questions, any comments as well. It's always best when kind of have an open dialogue and a dialogue running, so that we can kind of have as much of a conversation as a presentation. I'd rather talk with you guys than to you. So for the agenda, just first want to see who's on the call. I'll give an introduction to myself and the course. We'll go over algorithmic options trading. We'll show you a demo. Then we'll go through the course that we're going to be offering and that I will be teaching here. And then we'll see if you guys have any questions. Again, we'll go over some questions at the end. But throughout the presentation here, if you guys have any questions, I can always stop and touch on whatever may have been missed. So. All right, so first want to see who is on the call in the chat here. If you guys wouldn't mind just telling me, what is your occupation? Do you know how to program? Do you have any coding experience? And if you do, maybe just let us know what the language is, the coding language that you have some experience in. And then also, let me know if you have any investment experience, and if so, how much investment experience. That would kind of help me cater this to everyone on the call, make sure I'm giving everyone valuable information, and just make sure everything is going well. So give you guys a second to punch that into the chat, and while you do so, I'll go ahead and answer the question for myself here. So first question being, what is your occupation? I am personally a full-time stock trader. And then I also split my time doing stock trading with algorithmic trading development. So I've worked with a number of clients, really ranging from retail traders that are trading with smaller accounts to hedge funds that are managing billions of dollars. So really have a wide range, seeing hundreds and hundreds of strategies. And it's been a lot of fun. So do you know how to program? Yes, I have a few years of programming experience now. I mainly focus on Python, and that's what we'll be going over in the course here. We also have some experience in C languages and some front-end development and that as well. So then investment experience, how many years do you have in that? I have going on close to 7 years of trading experience now. So I've been doing that for a little while, and really have seen a lot. Last couple years alone, is enough to kind of give you a lifetime of experience. I think we've seen so many different market environments, within just such a short period of time. But I've been doing that. So in the chat, Stephen White says he's a business admin in ed tech with focus on financial literacy. Very cool. Also co-founder CEO of Alan Wan. Amazing. Juan is a civil engineer on a desktop, 1 year trading, Visual Basic, Fortran. Amazing civil engineer. So you have that engineering mind, so you pick this up better probably than most when it comes to algorithmic trading and development. So Dennis is asking, why are you doing this? Well, there's a number of reasons to do this, but really at the core is just to help traders people who are looking to getting into investment and trading, really helping them learn the skill set that I've gained and found so much value in over the last 7 years of trading and few years of programming. And to me, that that is what I want to help other traders get through. I went through this process, learning how to both trade and develop trading algorithms. I went through this process kind of on my own, and really wish that I had a pretty structured experience to and structured curriculum to kind of guide me through that process. And so I want to be able to offer that to some traders like yourselves here. So Stefan is wanting to know if it's possible to trade feeder cattle futures. Absolutely. So LumiBot interfaces with Interactive Brokers. So with Interactive Brokers, you have access to trade futures. So I'm not sure if you have much familiarity. I know Interactive Brokers is pretty popular. So we interface with them. You just have to go through, ask Interactive Brokers for data access to futures, and then you can run trading algorithms through there. So we're going to talk today specifically on options trading, but that is something that is absolutely possible with LumiBot and everything that we cover here with LumiWealth. So Dennis says, we need more people like you on this planet. Awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you, Dennis. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on. Introduction. Who am I? Kind of told you guys a little bit about who I am. So we'll skip over that part now. What is LumiWealth? So LumiWealth is a company that offers a wide range of algorithmic trading courses. So a lot of these are 8-week courses. Some of you may have already taken some courses with Rob. I know he's done a lot, and I know we have a few other instructors that teach a wide variety of courses as well. But that is really at the core of LumiWealth. Also, LumiWealth has a algorithmic trading Python package called LumiBot. So everything that we will work through in the course will be through LumiBot. So you'll get a lot of experience learning LumiBot, trading with Python and interfacing with brokers like Interactive Brokers and in their Trader Workstation platform. So that is what they're offering. Go ahead and give us a follow on YouTube if you're inclined. A lot of free content, a lot of similar things that we cover today on different topics will be held on YouTube. So if you find this interesting and valuable and want to learn about some other topics, feel free to jump on YouTube. Just go ahead and search LumiWealth and go ahead and find us there and check out some of those videos. I know there's a lot of value on there. Also Discord. We have this Discord link here. Leave this up for a second if you want to copy that, and we can throw that into the chat as well. Let's see if gonna let me. No, shoot. So it's not letting me copy that, but I'll leave that up for a second if you want to punch that in and join the Discord. A lot of great knowledgeable traders in Discord that are sharing their own trading ideas, their experience with LumiWealth, LumiBot. When we go through the course, we'll have a lot of communication through Discord as well. So if you want to familiarize yourself with the Discord channel and familiarize yourself with a lot of the people that are taking the courses and are within the Discord and participate with LumiWealth, that'd be a great way to do so. It's really an awesome community of people sharing their trading ideas, experience, their failures as well, which is probably more important than anything, right? If you can learn from someone else's failure instead of failing yourself, that's always obviously quite desirable. So jump in there if you'd like. And then again, please ask questions throughout the presentation. Interactive presentations are the best. We've already had a couple questions asked as we've been talking here, which is great. Please continue to do so. if anything comes up, and want to be able to have a conversation with you guys rather than just talking to you guys. So that is the intro. So moving on to algorithmic options trading. Want to touch on some of the hedge funds that use algorithms. So you may have heard of Renaissance Technologies. They're, I would say, the most successful algorithmic trading company in the world. They have $110 billion in assets, probably a little higher today. And let's see, a second here. Yep. So so incredible AUM. I can't quite imagine trading $110 billion in assets. I don't even know how you deploy that. With a trading algorithm, there's just so much that goes into that and into the fold. And what's even more impressive is the returns that they've been able to manage over a long period of time with that amount of assets. So 39% average annual return over 30 years. Really just absolutely remarkable. To put that into perspective, if anyone's familiar with kind of average index returns, S&P 500 on an annual basis returns about 9 to 10% on average. So Renaissance Technologies is doing about 4 times that on average each year. And that's with using trading algorithms and running data through trading algorithms. It's incredible what they've been able to do. Another way of put that in perspective is that $1,000 would have turned into over 17 grand after 30 years with just investing in the stock market. And if you would have taken that money that you would have put in the stock market and put it into Renaissance Technologies instead, instead of returning 17 grand from your $1,000, you'd return 19 million. So a bit of a difference there, quite a bit of a difference, which is again just really remarkable. And they've done that all with algorithmic trading. So obviously they have hundreds of developers, very smart people that have just found some opportunities with algorithmic trading in the markets and taken advantage of that. But as a retail trader, there's still so many opportunities that have been untapped in the markets, and that's what to me is really exciting about being a trader in this space and someone that is really diving into and testing and optimizing a number of different algorithmic trading strategies. So really an awesome time to be involved in this. And so much opportunity. So a few others. Two Sigma is another big name, 60 billion in assets. Citadel, 32 billion in assets. Bridgewater, 138 billion in assets. Bridgewater I don't think they run trading algorithms live, but they certainly use algorithms to run data analysis, which drives a lot of decision making for their trading. So you just see the assets that are managed. And I know there's a stat out there. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I know it's well over half of trades in the stock market today. I think it's something like 80 to 90% of trades, if not higher, on a daily basis in the stock market are triggered by trading algorithms. So really, that is where the markets are moving. To familiarize yourself and really learn this skill. Learn how to do it yourself is becoming more and more valuable now. And then D.E. Shaw, a prop trading firm. Fun fact about them: Jeff Bezos actually worked for them, and I believe that was one of his first jobs outside of college. And then obviously he left D.E. Shaw and went on to launch Amazon. And kind of interesting there. So he was actually a trader for a firm that runs algorithmic trading. Jeff Bezos, one of the richest people in the world. Accidentally skipped over this book. If you talked a little bit on Renaissance Technologies and their accomplishments. If you want to learn a little bit about the founder of Renaissance and their company, and kind of peel back a layer or two on their approach, there's this incredible book, Man Who Solved Market Revolution. It's a book on Jim Simons and Renaissance Technologies. Check that out. Really interesting book if you'd like. So, okay, so why trade options? So number of asset classes. Stefan asked if we can trade futures with Lumibot, which we can. Trade futures, stocks, crypto, foreign exchange, and then options, obviously. There's a wide variety of asset classes, so why choose options? First off, hedging, which is utilized by a lot of institutions, and also retail traders. But hedging is done a lot of times when you have a position, and then for whatever reason you want to kind of play the opposite end of that. Say you have a bunch of Tesla shares in your portfolio, and an earnings report is coming out tomorrow, right? You might say, I'm a little nervous about the this earnings report. We've been in a bit of a recession. I don't know if as many people are buying Teslas right now, so I want to offset some of the risk of all these Tesla shares that I hold. You might buy what's called a put contract, essentially betting that the stock price will go down, and if it does go down, that put contract will make money. A few more variables that go in, but for a simplistic standpoint, we'll leave it at that. So you can do that, and the exposure that you get and the returns that you get are greatly magnified in options trading compared to just holding a stock. So, for example, we'll touch on the magnification again here in a second. But for example, if a stock moves, if a stock like Tesla were to move 10%, obviously your return on just holding the shares of Tesla would be 10%. Now, if you hold an options contract on Tesla and it moves 10%, that options contract could go up something like 1,000%, right? So you can see how you can you can buy and use just a little bit of capital to get much more outsized returns, and use that for hedging and for another reason. Another reason you'd want to trade options contracts is to sell contracts for extra income on shares held. So if anyone here is familiar with selling options contracts, what a lot of people will do is if they're holding a large number of shares with a stock, a way to make some extra income on that is to sell someone else an options contract. So essentially what you do when you sell someone an options contract is you make an agreement with them based on the strike price that you're essentially making a bet. So you are, let's say Tesla is, just for argument's sake, sitting at $200 a share, and you sell a call contract for $250 a share at the strike price. The person who buys that options contract is making a bet that the stock price will go over that $250 strike price. And if that happens, then the person who bought that contract is going to be entitled to your shares for that contract. Now, if it doesn't go over that $250 strike price, then you get to keep all of that income that you sold essentially for making a bet. So touched on magnifying returns again. I'm not sure if any of you have been on Wall Street Bets, but a lot of the big posts that have blown up on Wall Street Bets are people who have made options plays. Now, a lot of that is more so gambling than anything. So I definitely would not encourage any of you guys to do a lot of the gambling that happens on Wall Street Bets. But it is an example of some of the magnification of returns that you can achieve with options. You see people with $1,000 account that turn it into $1 million, and that's out of the ordinary, but it is possible and a little more doable to do with options than some others. So Juan is asking, so hedging is like using leverage. That's a great question. So hedging, I actually would look at it as the opposite of leverage. So with leverage, typically what you're doing is you are magnifying the amount of capital that you have to return excess capital. So let's say you have $1,000 in capital, and then you use leverage to double that amount. That would double the exposure to your account. With hedging, what you would actually be doing is trying to offset the downside of the positions that you hold. So it would actually slightly be doing the opposite. Now, leverage could be looked at if you were just to simply buy an options contract. Leverage would be similar in that way, but from a hedging standpoint, it would actually be more so the opposite of leverage, because you would, when you hedge, you're actually looking to offset some of the returns on the underlying asset that you're hedging. So another reason you'd want to trade options is it offers a lot of strategic alternatives, like strangles and straddles. Now, we're going to go over, I think, if I remember correctly, I think we actually have an example on a strangle or straddle here coming up. But what's really unique about options is that you can play around and manipulate the different options contracts that you hold to return in different scenarios that you wouldn't otherwise have access to with something like stock. So with a strangle, for example, what a strangle allows you to do is it allows you to play both sides. So if you say, let's go back to the example of an earnings report. If you think that an earnings report is going to come out and they're going to report big news, maybe it's a biotech company that's looking for FDA approval or something like that, and there's big news coming out, and you're sitting there saying, no matter what happens, this stock is going to move up a lot or it's going to move down a lot, but you don't necessarily know if it's going to move up or down. A way that you can profit from that is by holding what's called a strangle option play. So what you do is you essentially buy both a put and a call contract. Both of those are bets that it will either go up or down. And what you can do is the maximum amount that you can lose by buying either a put or a call contract is 100%, right? So if one of those, let's say the stock goes up, right? That if that put contract goes to 0, but the call contract goes up 200%, you actually would have profited from that. So it's essentially making a play that no matter which direction the stock goes, you're going to profit either way if it goes far enough. Now, if it doesn't move much, you're actually going to lose money. But as long as that stock moves either up and down with a lot of force and velocity, and makes a big move, then you'll be able to profit from that. So there's a lot of unique strategies that you can use playing options, and as we get through the course in more depth, we'll get into this in a little more depth and dive into this. But I just want to touch on that for now. So move on from that. Excuse me. So why do we want to trade options using algorithms, right? We obviously know there's a lot of cool opportunities with options, a lot of ways we can play them. Why use algorithms for it, right? So first off, options are really complicated. I've been doing this for a while, and even for me, it can be tough to explain at some points because there's just a lot that goes into it. So they're just complicated in nature. There's a lot of variables that come into play. You talk about things like Greeks and implied volatility and beta decay, and just a lot of variables that go into pricing these options contracts. So to do it manually, one is very complicated, and two, once you have it down and have really figured out, it can be really laborious. So it takes a lot of time to do it. So with an algorithm, we can run that math automatically. So something that would personally take me, let's say, 5 minutes to run calculations, punching in things into calculators and running some analysis, might take me 5 minutes. With an algorithm, it might take less than 5 seconds, or much less than 5 seconds, really, maybe 5 milliseconds. to run that math. So that's a tremendous value with algorithmic trading for options. It's just all of the math that can be done in the background for you, really save you a lot of time. Another reason is that this really goes with all asset classes, but options as well. It allows you to trade when you're away from your computer. So a lot of us trade, sit in front of the computers, and it can be taxing to sit in front of the screen all day, right? Anybody that trades knows that. Sit and stares at a screen, it is personally stressful, right? Just staring at a screen is all day is not probably the 100% ideal life. Some of us might want to go play a round of golf while the trading is done for us. So that the trading algorithms allow us to do that. Allows us to fully automate our trading. Everything can be run for us. We might have a trading strategy that we run manually. If we throw that into a trading algorithm, we can go to run the grocery store. We can go to our kids' t-ball game and go play a round of golf. Go hang out on the beach. And while we're doing all that, the trading is still done for us on the computer or in a cloud server. So that's really exciting, and just that automation frees up so much time, allows for so much opportunity, which is really exciting. Back testing your strategy. So any of the traders out there probably understand the importance of back testing. And before you throw real hard-earned cash at a trading strategy, knowing how that trading strategy had performed in the past is so valuable. What we can do with algorithmic trading is it allows us to backtest strategies so much faster than we ever manually would. So we can run maybe let's say we have a strategy that trades the S&P 500. We can run data for the last 50 years trading that strategy, and what would have taken us manually probably 100 hours to go through maybe an intraday chart for every day for the last 50 years, if not longer than that, take us maybe a few minutes with an algorithm. So we can just produce so much valuable data with a trading algorithm. And the benefit that has on the results of trading, which at the end of the day is the most important part, that you're actually profiting and making money from your trading. That is a huge leg up when you're able to deploy that. Another one is that it takes emotions out of trading. So I just mentioned, anyone who's sat in front of the computer, thrown their own real hard-earned money into the markets. You understand that it is emotionally taxing at times. When you buy stock and it starts going the opposite direction that you bought it, and you're losing money and you see that ticking down, unless you're a robot, you're going to feel something from a loss, and the excitement as well. You can always fall victim into greed when things are going well, right? The excitement of a trade going well can lead us into some poor decision makings on the profitable side as well, right? So with an algorithm, obviously, a computer has no emotion. It's not gonna stress or sweat if it's losing money. It's not gonna start celebrating and when it's making money either. So what that essentially allows is it takes out the negative emotion that can hinder a manual trader and a human being, which we all have, regardless of how long we've been doing it, right? Another reason is you trade several strategies at a time. So when you're sitting in front of a computer as a human being, you only have so much brain capacity. You can only follow so many charts at one time. With computers, we can add our trading algorithms to a number of different computers and compute power, split those up. We can run data from many different sources and multiple sources, and we can attribute multiple strategies all at one time, and it can do so synchronously. So that's really exciting as well. It opens up a lot of opportunity for us traders to be able to explore and apply a number of different strategies at once, rather than being limited to just one strategy at a time. And then, of course, fast execution. So with I'm sure a lot of us have heard of high frequency trading. That is a lot of what some of the companies and hedge funds that I mentioned in the previous slide do. It allows us to execute extremely fast, much faster than a human being would be able to click a button. And that opens the door for a lot of other opportunities from a strategic standpoint as well. You know, when you're able to make fast executions, there might be some strategies that can be profitable for you that wouldn't have been profitable if you were manually trading them. Okay, so that's that. If anyone has a question, feel free to drop it in the chat here. I'll get to them. And we'll go over that. So Juan asks, so once you have an algorithm that works, I imagine that can be sold too, right? So are there tons of algorithms for sale? That's a great question, Juan. So yes, the answer is yes. Now, typically, if somebody has come up with a really profitable trading strategy, a lot of people will want to keep that to themselves. With any trading strategy, the more people that are trading it, the opportunity kind of goes away, because then you begin to compete to buy an options contract, for example, at a specific price with more and more people. So typically, the less people that use your trading strategy, the better. But for a lot of us, you know, if we don't have a big trading account, if we come up with a profitable trading algorithm, it can in a lot of times actually be more profitable to sell that to maybe a fund or another trader, or license that strategy to another fund or a trader, than it would be to just trade that strategy on our own if we don't have enough capital to make it worth it. So there are a number of places that you can look for that. With Lumi Wealth, we actually have some really exciting developments. We are actually developing out a platform where you can upload your own trading algorithm so that other people can use it and actually profit from other people using it. And what you can do is go and find others trading strategies that other people have developed and done so algorithmically and posted to the site, and you can actually run that your own, and then you'd would share some of that profit with the person who had developed that out. So with Lumi Wealth, we actually are essentially developing a marketplace for this, and that will, Rob, if you're here listening in the chat, if you want to, maybe share some info or maybe some informational, maybe if there's a link that you can share, I'm sure that would be valuable. But we're currently testing that with our own strategies, just so that we can be 100% positive that when we offer it to all of you guys, there's no bugs, no glitches, and that you guys can really rely on it. And we want it to be as reliable as possible for you guys. But Juan, to answer your question, we will have that up and ready to go very, very soon. And that's very exciting. And then really with the Lumi Wealth Discord that I had mentioned earlier, that would also be a really good place to connect with a lot of people that are developing trading algorithms. And you might connect with somebody and ask around if anyone would be willing to license their trading strategy and their algorithm to you, or if you maybe gone through the course and learned how to do this, or developed your own trading strategy and algorithm, you might say, hey, I have this strategy, here's how it's performed, here's how it's been doing for me. If anyone wants to buy it from me or license it, or maybe do a revenue share and a profit share from that, let's make that happen, and you can discuss that with everybody. So yes, absolutely. It's a great question, Juan. Something that I personally have done in licensing some trading strategies to some different funds and whatnot. And there's definitely a lot of opportunity out there. So very exciting to be able to dive into this and do research and testing on different strategies, both for trading on your own and then also to license to other funds and traders if you want to go that route as well. So Juan is asking, are there any more staters trying to pioneer this industry, or are you guys like scouts trying to promote this industry? Yeah, so there's a lot of this is being kind of developed on the fly. There's a lot of new opportunity in the space. There are some companies that are a little more established, but a lot of them are really trying to make their way, trying to figure out what works best in the space. Lumi Wealth and everything we're working on here is very much pioneering. There have been some that have gone a little bit further prior to us, but not a whole lot further. Really this is pretty new. And I think that's another reason why it makes getting into this at the time that we all are very, very exciting, because it is still very, very new to a lot of people. And there's a lot of big institutions, like I mentioned in the previous slide, with hundreds of billions of dollars in assets that are throwing billions and billions of dollars into this, right? And they're all doing that because they're still learning, right? It's all research and development, and they're still learning for this. So yes, so absolutely, yeah, I appreciate that. Juan, thanks for the comment and questions. And Stefan says great content, so I appreciate the compliment there. So let's move on. So we're gonna look at a couple of strategies. We're gonna just demo one really quick. First, we're just gonna have a simple call buying algorithm. So essentially what this is gonna do and what you're gonna see is it's gonna automate the process of just buying a call option. So what you're gonna see is, so here's some code that I went ahead and wrote. What this is gonna do is it's simply just, this is not a strategy per se, it's not doing anything special. But what I wanted to show you is just how we can interface with a broker and automate the process of buying a call contract, for example. So all this is doing, simple call buying strategy. I think it's going through like every 10 seconds or so and just buying a call option for Apple. So it looks like we're buying and I recorded this a little while ago while the market was open. It looks like this is buying the 144 strike, the expiration date of November 11th. So recorded this last month, and it's just doing so every 10 seconds, I think. So we'll go through this. Should see a video come up. So on the left-hand side, we see our code. On the right-hand side, this is Interactive Brokers, and this is the Trader Workstation platform. So if any of you have used Interactive Brokers, probably used Trader Workstation as well for some of the trading. So this is in a paper trading account, and we're just going to show you launching this live script, this live trading strategy on the left. And again, it's going to go through and buy some call contracts. So I'm going to press play here and we can watch that. So in the log here, we see what the trading algorithm is doing.
Order filled.
So you can hear in the background that the order was filled. So what this is doing is just every few seconds, it's just going through and buying a call contract for Apple. And on the left-hand side, you can see that happening here. So it's buying that for market or at market, going through and doing that. So that's just an example of what we can use it for, and just an example of that automated process. Now, obviously, with the course, we'll get much deeper into strategies and ways to take advantage of this technology and run some different trading strategies. And I'll touch on that on a more specific trading strategy here in a second. But this is just an example to show you how we can interface with a broker like Interactive Brokers and run these trading strategies and automate the process, right? So all I did was press play. I could have left my computer, went and watched TV, played around at golf, and it still would have executed these trades for me, right? So Dennis is saying, when do you use call buying strategy? Great question. So a ton of different scenarios when you would use a call buying strategy. The most basic would be that you expect a stock to go up. And so what a call contract does is it essentially is making a bet that the stock is going to move higher than a specific strike price. In this case, what that strike price was 144, so $144 per share for Apple. So what this call contract was if I thought that Apple before this expiration date of November 11th, 2022 was going to move higher than the strike price of 144, then I would buy that. And as long as it moved far enough beyond that 144 strike price, then I would have profited from that. So let's move on real quick. Talk about strangle strategies. So this is just a code snippet of that. I'm not gonna fully demo that for you like we did, but this is an example of something that we're gonna go over in the course, and we're gonna fully go through how to code a strategy like a strangle strategy. I touched on what a strangle is earlier. Again, it is buying a call and a put, and essentially making a bet that the stock is going to move far in either one direction, either up or down, rather than just staying neutral. So we can profit from that. And again, we'll in the course we'll fully go through how to code a strategy like that. You'll learn how to do this. We'll demo it, walk through it all together. It'll be really exciting, be really valuable for all of you, I think. Okay, so that covers that. Want to touch on the course and kind of go through the curriculum and everything that we're going to offer here to you guys. So just give me a second here. I'm going to pull up the course and just walk you through just briefly what we're going to cover with the course and everything related to that. So I'm going to stop sharing that for a second. And then we are going to, let's see. Okay. All right, so options trading course plans. So just like I said, go over the curriculum just really quick. If you guys want some info on what we're going to cover, we'll dive into that just really quickly and everything that's going to offer. So again, we're going to go over the fundamentals of options trading. We're going to learn some of the basics of options trading, like why would you use a call buying strategy, for example, just like Dennis. So we're going to dive further into that. I know I just kind of briefly brushed over that. But with the course, we're going to dive a little more deeply into that. And some of you that are a little more experienced with options trading, I think you'll find this valuable as well. There's just so many things that go into an options contract, and we'll really get into that and just make sure that everyone is familiar and knowledgeable on options contracts as a whole. So then we'll also go through backtesting option strategies using historical data to see how they would have worked. So I touched on a little bit ago how important it is to backtest strategies, how valuable it is as well, and the value of that. So we'll go through how to do that. We'll walk you through. We'll give you some example code and some example data so that you can run that on your own and kind of play around with it, see how it's done, and walk through that process. Also going to go through how to build a trading robot that trades options. And that kind of goes hand in hand with backtesting. But we're gonna work through how to connect to a brokerage like Interactive Brokers so that you can put in your real money and trade that in a live account or a paper account if you want to trade that. We'll go through that process, which is really exciting. And then also we'll put together a working trading bot that you can use. So again, I showed you that quick demo and code snippet of that strangle strategy. So we'll get you guys some valuable code that you can use on your own, and maybe potentially find some scenarios that you think may be profitable, and utilize this technology and these trading algorithms in your own account. And we really want to make sure that you guys get as much value from this as possible. So if any of you guys have options trading strategies that you're already working with, maybe let us know, and maybe we can touch on that throughout the course and specify for that for you guys as well. So that's what you're going to get left with as the outcome of the course. So the course curriculum here. This is a 8-week course. So like I said, we're going to first touch on options fundamentals. We're going to do a course introduction week 1. I'm going to help you guys get set up with your computers. There's some things that we have to run and get started on our computers so that we can run this technology. So we're going to go through doing that, setting everything up, giving you guys the tools that you'll need to move forward with everything and trade options algorithmically. Then week 2, we'll go through the options fundamentals and fundamentals of it. We'll discuss differences between call and put options, profit and payoff. We'll go through a Q&A. Any questions that you guys have might come prepared with leading up to that, and we'll really dive into options so that you fully understand options before we get into developing strategies for them. And then go through some options trading basics. We'll talk about a little more complex things like collars, straddles, strangles, covered calls, a couple of things that I briefly touched on. We'll go into more depth on. We'll talk about options Greeks, which go into pricing options contracts, do a Q&A. Then we will go through week 4, options live and paper trading. So we'll help you guys if you need to make an account and link to a broker. And then we'll walk through verifying accuracy, making sure that trades that we place algorithmically are being done so accurately and as expected. We'll go through a simple example strategy, and we'll leave you guys with that as well, so that you have that to kind of play around with. And then we'll do some options back testing in week 5. So we'll get some data set up. Show you guys how you can back test option strategies with LumiBot specifically, and do that. And then leading up towards the last few weeks, we'll go through an example strategy. We'll do a workshop so we can really work through how to develop this and really allow you guys to have hands-on experience with some of these trading strategies. We'll go through an example strategy in week 7. Again, going through another example. So some of this, you guys will get left with some really valuable code that a lot of people would pay quite a bit of money for, just for that code specifically with these example strategies. And then again, we'll go through a workshop and just allow you guys to kind of play around with it, make additions yourself and run that. And then we'll do some presentations with that. And then futures trading. So I think it was Stefan earlier that asked about futures trading. We're actually going to touch on futures trading at the end of this in week 8, because if you're familiar with futures trading, there's actually options that are tradable for futures as well. So we'll touch on that as well. Touch on futures, leave you with that, which should be exciting. And Stefan, I think that would be especially valuable for you. So it'd be very cool. So Dennis is asking, can your bots trade on Robinhood? That's a great question. So Robinhood, unfortunately, does not support algorithmic trading. There's some people who have developed some workarounds to get in and automate trades for Robinhood, but it's technically against their terms of service, and they do not support any type of API like a Interactive Brokers does. If you want to maybe touch base with me, shoot me a message, or if we go through the course and want to get into that, I can kind of leave you with some info to do that in. But like I said, it's not well supported. I would not recommend algorithmic trading with Robinhood for that reason. They just don't support it. Interactive Brokers typically be your best bet for options trading. And Alpaca would be another good one that LumiBot interfaces with for stock trading and crypto as well. So that would be my recommendation. With algorithmic trading, I really would not recommend Robinhood. There's some workarounds, but it's not reliable and technically not supported by Robinhood. Stefan asks, can we trade commodities futures using any crypto? I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you mean buying like a futures, like a commodity futures contract with cryptocurrency? Is that what you mean? Like using Bitcoin to purchase like cattle contract or wheat contract, something like that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Interesting question. I'm not personally familiar with any platform that allows that. All of the brokers I'm familiar with that do futures trading and supports futures contracts would require some type of fiat currency, whether that's US dollars, Canadian dollars, whatever your brokerage supports. There may be something out there that does allow that. Maybe some brokerage has featured that, but no brokerage that I'm aware of supports that, unfortunately. But that's a very interesting question. Okay, so we have a few different plans for the course for you guys. First is a self-directed plan. So we have saved some instructional videos and sample code that will allow you to run through that all on your own. So if you're a little more advanced in this space and don't feel like you need live help, or don't feel like you need that instruction from someone like myself who's a professional and has been doing this for a while, then you might choose the self-directed plan. Next would be live classes plan. Follow the live classes plan and the project help tutoring plan are definitely the most popular and what most would go through. So this is our experienced instructors, in this case me, will host live classes at pre-established times, allowing you to interact with other students and the instructor. You will get a chance to work with other students, fostering collaboration and discussion. So this is really the bread and butter, the core of the class and the course. So I'll be sitting down with you guys and doing so live once a week for 8 weeks, and just allowing you guys to ask questions. We'll walk through everything, make sure that you guys fully understand everything that we're going through, and with the course, make sure that you're all learning at the pace you need to be, and leave you with that. So that will be live, and that's the live classes plan. And then project help and tutoring plan, which is the highest tier. So our experienced instructors, in this case myself, will meet with you through video conference on a set schedule to make sure you're understanding the concepts and to help with building your custom portfolio. So this is essentially just an addition of live direct one-on-one tutoring. So if you feel like that would be valuable, we also offer that as well, and I'd be happy to do so. So the course plans are going to be as shown here. So the self-directed course is going to come up to $19.95. And again, that gives you access to pre-recorded videos, but not the live courses. Now the live classes, which is again most popular, is going to be $4.95. And again, that is everything is going to be included from the self-directed plan. I'm going to do the 8 weeks of live classes. It's going to be 2 hours per week. We're going to have 6 hours dedicated to live Q&A, so that we can really make sure that you guys are getting all the information that you want out of this. And yeah, so we go through that. And then at the highest tier is going to be $395. And that will be everything from the previous 2 tiers. And then that includes options trading live classes and help with building a custom project, which would be 10 hours of development time. So I personally actually have done this component with a number of students, and maybe some of you who are in the chat right now. Not sure. I don't see anyone who I've worked with actually from previous courses, but I've helped develop a number of strategies for some students in the past. So if you're coming into this and you have a strategy that you already trade, and you know that you want to move forward with developing that strategy into a trading algorithm, this would be a great tier here for you to dive into, because what this allows you to do is it will give you 10 hours of my personal development time. So I will sit down and hand develop myself your own trading strategy for you and develop that into a trading algorithm. So a lot of people like to do that leading up to the course so that they have their own specific trading strategy in a excuse me, in a algorithm leading up to the course, so that the course can then be a little more specific to their trading strategy. So that's super valuable. I know a lot of people who have done that and done that with me specifically have gotten a lot of value out of that in the past. So that is that. If you guys have any questions, well, actually, I'll let you guys know before we wrap that up that we're going to be getting this course in February. Registration closes on February 15th. So you have a little bit of time, but that being said, we are going to be giving a discount to anybody who signs up early. So prior to January 15th, if you use this coupon code here, LAEBOTF, you're going to get 20% off the price listed above, which is great. So anyone that wants to get in early, and then like I said, if you want to jump into this high tier and get that development time, I would absolutely recommend doing that as early as possible so that I can sit down and have time to develop your strategy in full prior to the start of the course, because that would be really, really valuable for you to have that your own trading strategy already developed, and you can use that as an example and just make everything a lot more specific to you. So yeah, course will be, again, 8 weeks in length. This course will start the 22nd of February. Registration closes the 15th. And the lecture duration will be 2 hours per week. That will be, we'll leave Q&A at the end. We might go over, here or there if you guys want to and have the questions. I'm totally fine with that. Just want to make this as valuable as possible and really cater this to delivering all the information and skill sets and knowledge that you guys need. So Stefan said, actually, before I get to that, Arsalan is asking, brokers that don't support algorithmic trading, is it because they don't support API-wise yet, or they frown upon it? That's a great question. So yes to the first part. With Robinhood in particular, they do not have an API. Now, I'm not sure exactly why that is. I think they probably just don't find that it's valuable enough, and that enough people want to trade algorithmically with Robinhood. That's likely one reason they don't offer that. Um, they also, so like I said, there are workarounds for it. It is frowned upon by Robinhood, but there are workarounds for it. But essentially, the short answer is the reason they don't support it uh, is because they just simply don't have an API for their brokerage. And for whatever reason that may be, I just don't think they find it valuable enough to do so. Stefan says it's all worth it. Wanting to take advantage of the last option with the coupon. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 20%. Running that definitely well worth jumping into that. And then Stefan, I'll definitely be. I know you mentioned you trade futures, so touch base with us via email, or if you're in the Discord, feel free to reach out to us. I'm happy to. I'm happy to help you with futures trading strategy if that's what you want to do. If you want to run options with futures, happy to discuss that with you as well, with that 10-hour of development time. But I'll look forward to discussing what strategies you run and helping you get some code in place to run that. Said, I don't trade them yet, but there's enormous potential. Absolutely. Yeah, there's a lot of people, a lot of influencers, content creators that post a ton of strategies. So if you come across something that looks interesting to you, I'm happy to help you develop that. Arsalan is familiar with coding needed for this. The answer is no. We will leave you with a lot of code and allow you to we'll essentially give you the skill set to manipulate that code and make adjustments with that code, and allow you to we'll give you this skill set to really familiarize yourself with managing algorithmic trading, specifically with LumiBot in Python, and do so. So the answer is no. You don't necessarily need to be familiar with coding. The more familiarity that you have, probably I would say the better. So if Rob, you might chime in if you have any resources for people who are just now getting into coding, and maybe want to learn just a little bit and maybe learn the basics leading up to the course. Please, if you wouldn't mind just dropping that there in the chat for Arsalan here. But otherwise, no, you don't necessarily need coding familiarity to be successful in the course. There's certainly plenty of people who have taken previous courses and been very successful throughout the duration of the course without any prior experience with coding. Okay, so that is that. I believe that's all I have for you guys. So just want to get to questions here. So if you guys have any questions that you have maybe been holding off on, or given everything on the course, everything we touched on, if you have any questions for me, even if it's like slightly off topic, feel free to ask. Happy to answer whatever you guys have on your minds. But otherwise, that's all I have for you guys. So I'll give you guys a second to drop some questions. Stefan's saying, what do you think about this website? Posting a link to Answer Your Solutions. So banking, let's see here. So friendly banking solutions we offer. I'm not familiar with Answer Your Solutions. I'd have to I have to take some time to give that a look. I've actually never heard of them or come across them. Would you mind just dropping the chat real quick, Stefan? What do they do? I see crypto friendly banking solutions. Is that the transfer of fiat currency and crypto? Is it like a crypto wallet or a brokerage, or what do they do that's interesting? and opening new avenues for your upcoming crypto ventures. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. Thanks for throwing that across my radar. I'll have to check them out, see what they're up to. But I'm not actually familiar with them. So before I give you my thoughts, I'll have to spend some time. So I'm thinking they do almost all of what you said. Okay, interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of crypto uh, brokerages, exchanges, wallets. A lot of people in the space, a lot of new things. I would definitely say, especially now is a great time to be as cautious as possible with where you store your crypto and where you invest in crypto. I'm sure a lot of us have heard of the FTX scandal and the fraud that was going around there. I would definitely, if you're looking into storing your crypto anywhere or buying crypto somewhere, definitely do your due diligence on the on the platform there. Make sure that you're not getting into any scams or anything. Let's see, Arsalan. So for someone who is a complete newbie in trading, would this be like a fire hose of knowledge, or should that person familiarize with the basics first? Great question. So, it like I said, just with coding, any familiarization that you can do leading up to the course, with trading, with investing, always helpful. But like I mentioned in the course curriculum, we actually will be spending a couple weeks going through the basics of all of this and really the basics of options trading. So I'd say that options trading is a little more complex than standard stock trading. But it's not to say that you coming in as a newbie wouldn't be able to understand this. I'm sure you're a very intelligent individual and could grasp everything that we're going through. And as we're going through it, we'll have a lot of Q&A. There's the higher tier will allow some one-on-one tutoring. So that one-on-one tutoring may be a good option for you to kind of shore up some of those more basic ideas and basic topics. But you can be a newbie. You don't necessarily need to know all the ins and outs of trading and options. We will be covering that in the course, and I'll make sure that you're up to speed as you and we continue along with the course through everything. So, I would definitely encourage familiarizing yourself with the basics, but you don't necessarily need to know all the ins and outs prior to the course there. So great question. So I'll give you guys a second here if you want to ask anything else. Otherwise, that is about all I have for you guys. So I hope you guys found this valuable. If anything in particular you found valuable, if you want to just let me know in the chat here, be helpful for me as I continue with all this and kind of allow me to understand what you guys best grasp, what you guys like that I shared, help me improve in the future as well. So Steph's saying, I'm wanting to collab with Answer Your Solutions while taking advantage of the third option. Is that possible? So are you asking if you want to connect your trading bot with Answer Your Solutions? Is that what you're asking, Steph? Not sure. So Answer Your Solutions. So we have a list of compatible brokerages for LumiBot. With crypto specifically, I know we have KuCoin, and we have a couple others, but KuCoin is the most popular one that our clients have connected. And I would probably recommend KuCoin for crypto trading specifically. Answer Your Solutions is not something that I personally am familiar with, and so we have not integrated Answer Your Solutions to LumiBot in our technology. But if it is something that you want to integrate and take advantage of, that'd be something that we can definitely discuss adding in terms of integrations. We've integrated a number of cryptocurrency exchanges and trading brokerages for some clients in the past and for some users in the past. So it says yes. So yeah. So if you want to reach out to us, it would be something that would probably need to be in addition to that third option, because it will take a little bit of legwork for our team to integrate that connectivity to answer your solutions. But if you're really interested in it, and maybe you already have your money there and integrating there, we can absolutely discuss that and kind of dive into what it would take to integrate for Antier Solutions. Juan says, thank you, Juan. I appreciate you staying in here, sticking around, and hearing what I have to say. Thanks for the thanks, and you're very welcome for the information and everything. Okay, give a second here if anyone else has anything else to ask. So Stefan says, sure, what's the best way to connect with you post this session? Yeah, email works. I'm going to go ahead and actually post that Discord link in here. So I'll type my email right now. So you can reach out to me via email. We can discuss this. And so there's my email address. And I'm also going to post that Discord link. So earlier on, I posted the Discord link. Let me get back to it. So with the Discord link here, you can connect with myself. You can connect with a number of other people who have taken courses, are currently taking courses. You can connect with Rob, who does the bulk of the courses and is the CEO of Lumi Wealth. So he, obviously does a great job and can explain probably better than I a lot of these things. He did the bulk of development for the everything that we have. So I'm just posting here. There is the Discord server link. So you can reach out. Go ahead and join that Discord server. You can reach out to us directly. You'll see me in the server if you want to search for. I believe my Discord name is Nathan CC Miller, just like my email address. You'll see Rob in there as an administrator. You can reach out to him, touch base with anybody. Feel free to do so. But yeah, if you want to follow up via email with me, just with some details on what exactly you're looking for in terms of integration with Antier Solutions, and we can have a discussion on, and we can schedule a call directly as well. Hop on Zoom at some point to discuss integrations, get everything together for you. We really do a wide variety. Like I said, we do a lot of development and custom development of trading algorithms for people. So anything you need in that regard, happy to discuss that. And make sure you're getting the best option in terms of course selection as well when it comes to that. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. Again, appreciate everyone in here who stayed through this presentation. Hope you guys learned something. Hope this was valuable for everybody, and hope that everyone has a great holiday week. Everyone stay safe. Hope you all enjoy time with family and really enjoy the week here. Don't work too hard this week. Enjoy the time with everybody and family. Have a safe and enjoyable holiday season here over the next week or two. So take care, everybody. It's been a pleasure speaking to everyone here. And I will leave it at that. So again, enjoy the holiday week. Stay safe, and hope to hear from all of you in terms of the course, and I'm excited to get to February so that we can get started with this all and launch you off with some value and help you guys get into the algorithmic trading with option space. There's so much opportunity out there, and really excited to help you all take advantage of that. So I will leave it at that. And again, thank you to everybody. Arsalan says happy holidays to all. Happy holidays to you as well. All right, Stefan says sounds great. Awesome. All right, you guys, well, take care. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the holidays. Stay safe, and hope to be in touch and hear from all of you, and see you in February when we get started with the course.